What up, nation? What up, nation? Welcome to the nation. Welcome, everybody, to the nation. Hello, nobody, because, I don't ever stream. I'm Rockvar, hanging out, hopefully here with you live on YouTube. We're hoping for the best. I really am. My computer's been having problems. It's been ridiculous. And, probably product problems of my own design, and so I've been mostly streaming offline, doing the recorded videos here and there, always doing the update videos in DCUO, anytime there's news and all that good stuff, we're trying to get that out to you, but I don't do that on Facecam, right? I just do that all artistically, I call it. That's my art, is what that is. That's my true broadcasting news nature, just coming on out and saying, you know what, this is an old school, I don't even know what they called those, in the news, where they used to just show you what it is and play some delightful music, and you'd just be like, oh, okay. And nice. Nobody was telling me what to think about it or how to think about it or what they think about it. They were just showing me what it is. So that's what it is. I guess. Hey, yo, Magus, what up, buddy? Glad you could make it, man. Good to see you. Let me know if my video starts stuttering and cutting out and acting stupid. That's what I'm fighting against. I've had a phantom video stutter on my computer for a long time now, since before Christmas, actually. I first really started noticing it the worst when I started watching Matrix, the new Matrix, because that's when I was really like, wait a minute, is this the movie or is this my PC? And I started to really realize that it was my PC, and from there, of course, I noticed it everywhere, so that from then on, I'm like recording videos and then having to cut shit out. But, whatever. I was a little bit scared to stream that way. But then I uninstalled I did a whole bunch of stuff that actually did nothing. And then last night, I uninstalled and reinstalled a driver, and things seemed to be working okay. I ended up watching MODOK last night for like 2 hours. I hadn't been watching that. I had no real idea who that character was. And I'm not a big Marvel guy. My extent of Marvel knowledge is X-Men and, who else would be Marvel that I cared about? Well, like the Defenders and stuff, but Spider-Man. But if you were to tell me, and this is going to sound kind of dumb though, but if you were to tell me anything about the actual Avengers back then, I would have not really known them as a group at all. Like, I knew Captain America, I knew Thor. I was kind of a fan of Thor as a kid. But my favorite character growing up was always Wolverine. Wolverine was always my guy from the very instant that I saw him. I just connected with that character. And then later in life, after I had grown up a bit and gone through college, ish. I was in probably junior high, but by the time I started to really sort of appreciate Superman. And that came from Superboy, actually, after the death of Superman. The death of Superman, I felt like everybody else in the world because he's Superman, right? But that was my only connection to him, really, other than the Superman movies and some comics. But it's not like I was just a huge die-hard Superman fan or anything back then. I was more Wolverine if I gave a shit about comics, to be honest with you. I cared about them, but I just never got to have them in my life as a kid growing up so much. So, but then it was at that point that I started to get into Superman that I just kind of I didn't actually really connect with the character. I just wanted to be more like him because he's good, and he inspires people to be better. And that was what I liked about him. But at my core, I'm probably still a Wolverine fan. Yo, what up? Yeah, man, back to YouTube. Figure of fucking why not? Oh, but yeah, so I'm not even sure why I went on that tangent, to be honest with you. What the hell started that conversation, Megas? I don't know. I don't even know. I guess I'm telling you stuff you already know because you've heard it 100 times. So, but anyway, so what we're doing today is checking out Harley Quinn a little bit. They got the new Bombshell Harley Quinn Ally out. I played with her last night. I made a video about her, but I played with her last night. And I'm just trying to really get to know this ally a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I've played with some of the other ones. I don't really know much about them other than they're what I've been told to use or what I've seen other people using, so I use them, right? And I go ahead and just level them up because I can. I haven't really put a whole lot of focus into it. But when and that was at surface level because that's where I was looking at it. Like, you know, I saw this new thing in the game. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They pop out. They don't really look to me at first glance like they do a whole lot, like Oracle. You know, when she first started popping out, I was convinced that mine was glitched because she like comes out, she leaves, and I'm like, what what is happening right now? Was that what it was supposed to do? But it was, and you know, it was doing damage.
The balance of the world rests on
from
you.
what I'm told, does really good damage as far as the allies are concerned. And so when I started looking at that and then looking at the passive effects of these things, that's where I started to really realize, okay, these passive effects is where it's at for me, right? Like, we have things that do damage, and I do damage. It's not because I thought that I was a good damage doer or a good DPS. It's because at the time it was the only role I could understand. So I just did it. And as time went on, I started to like it, and I started to learn about it and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really do other roles so much. I play them. I've got a tank, and I've been a healer. I have healer tunes and all that good stuff. I've played since I've been Quantum for like the past 2 years. It feels like I've been playing controller a bit. Not as much as I would like to. I really do like roles. I really like being a quantum controller, to be honest with you. I like buffing. I like giving power. I just like doing it. It just makes me feel good, I guess, and like part of the team. Healing is the same way, just that there's a lot of responsibility there. There's a lot of responsibility in roles, period. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, for me personally, there's a lot of responsibility being a healer because I take it personally. So if people are getting knocked out and I'm not doing it right, I just feel bad about myself, right? The tank role I really, really like, okay? A lot. Like, I would say if I could pick one role that I had to do and it's not DPS, it's probably going to be tank in a perfect world. And we'll get to that. Shadow, yes, man, I totally agree, brother. Yeah. Whoa, because they activate more often. Well, that makes sense too. To be honest with you, I like the fact that they add more to the game and to the character than just doing damage. Because that's kind of where I was going with that conversation, was in a perfect world as a tank, right? Because pretty much, you know, and it's nobody's fault, and it's not that it's not the right thing. I'm just saying I did the exact same thing. When I came into the game, I just basically DPS'd. Well, everybody kind of wants to DPS these days. So you end up in a, you know, pack full of DPS. So in a perfect world, yeah, I'd want to be a tank if everybody else in the group wasn't going to just be a DPS, right? Like, I like tanking when it's not all on me just to keep myself alive. It's cool when you got a good healer. Even if you're just a tank and you've got a good troll, I do actually prefer the perfect group. I like to have the 1-1-1-1 setup for alerts. I really do. And that's a lot of, like I like running with you, Shadow, because you're an excellent tank. I can just follow you, and I normally am guaranteed that if there's other in a group with you, if we're in there with all DPS, it's because you know all of them, and they typically don't need those other roles. You know what I mean? You've got folks that can kind of stand on their own or do play those other roles too. But yeah, I like the ideas, Magus. Definitely. Yo, what's up, Tianda Stewart? I hope I said your name right. I like your name. If that's what it is that as I said it, I like that, Tianda. But what up, T-Stew? So yeah, it's like the passives for me is where it's at right now. And so that's when I really started to dig into these allies, and like we're going to probably change my power set on here. I've since gone back to Earth on live since like the last time I streamed, and I really have been loving it a lot. So I've been doing Earth, and why is my son hollering for me like I'm going to save his life? Oh, what's he wanting to do? Turn off all the lights?
No, he's actually wanting me to put a light bulb in this.
Now he wants lights. 5 years old must be the age where in my genetic makeup you start to hibernate, because my kid wants all lights off all the time. Like, this is the most lights I've had on in my house for a while. And now all of a sudden he's wanting lights on. So, yay. We're back to the world. Because yeah, I've been loving Earth a lot, and I'm not so much, I don't even remember my loadout in Quantum anymore, but that's what's on this character. So I haven't been playing test a whole lot, really, other than, well, I guess I have, but I haven't been playing. I've been looking at things. And so let's go find my ally here, because I like what she's doing. And so once I started to realize what the passives were and how cool they were, so now I can't give up either of my flashes, because I've got Zoom here, which does, and I'm going to tell you, and I feel a little bit bad about it. And I guess maybe it's a good thing to point out here is like why you don't throw fits about stuff with like dev teams and things like that when you think that you want something in the game. Because I've wanted something in the game for like a long time. I have complained about it. I have bitched about it. I have bitched about it on streams. I have never yelled about it or been angry about it on their streams, or been angry about it on mine either. It's all been jokingly, but like, I didn't go on to a DCUO official stream and like say stupid shit about it or anything like that. And I didn't take it on the forums and say stupid shit about it, and this is the exact reason why you don't do that when you're inside your head thinking, I wish this was part of the game. Why is this not part of the game? Why don't we have this in the game? Why? Because it probably is in the goddamn game, son. And in this case it was. So, yeah, the passives for Zoom, speeding up when not in combat, changing from, and the one that I like in the Flash is the small speed burst that you get when going from combat speed to non-combat speed. And I know, Shadow, you've probably heard me complain about this on streams many times, because I just get caught in action and I want to get back to my non-action speed, and I'm just like, what the is this what it's like when the Flash is running and he slightly passes a mugger, like that all of a sudden he's in quicksand? No, it's not, I don't think so. But anyway, yeah, that's what you get with the Flashes. So with like Barry, you get I believe it's Barry, you get the ability to go from combat to non-combat speed faster. Zoom just gives you a bit of a speed burst, just in your regular stance, I guess you would say. When you're not fighting or when you're not in combat, just your regular movement mode. It just gives you a little bit of a burst. And dude, as soon as I figured that out, it was awesome, because now I'm just bebopping across, I guess you won't see it so much there, but you know, he's a lot faster than my other tunes. And I was Lida didn't know any of this. I was just kind of explaining it to her, and we were in a group together, like in a duo, and she's like, why the hell are you so much we were running beside each other, and I was just taking off, and she's like, you're so much faster. I'm like, yeah, that's why I do it. And dude, it's even much cooler with using speed movement mode. I have been using super speed for most of my movement modes now, except for right this second. And I'm loving it much more than, you know, I'm loving life. I'll tell you that right now. I just love the speed life. But just when you're in your regular movement, it's so much cooler. So that's really what got me into the passives. And so that brings us obviously to Harley. I also want to point out right now a thing that since I haven't streamed or talked to any of you guys in a long time, just a little bit of a story about controllers. Not in the game, but in, you know, these ones. This is the best advice that someone probably has ever given me in my life. And it was someone on this stream, and I'm not sure if he's still on it, but Shadow, when I first got my PC and I was asking people basically on Twitter, like, what's a good, you know, PC, what's a good controller that works with a PC? Well, he pointed me to one that was very cheap. It was not an expensive controller at all. And he explained to me the durability and how, you know, and I think you might have even done a video about this at one time, of using a basically, you know, basic cheap controller over going out and buying the real expensive ones. I've now gone through 4 $60 to $70 controllers, and this controller that at the time cost me about $13 is still the one that's living. That's not the one I'm using right now because I'm still being dumb. I'm still buying other controllers and letting them break. But every time it does, that one is still the one that works. It's insane. And it is also the one that has been the most compatible with things like Roblox and Steam and just DCUO and everything else. It seems to work with every controller. Now I've finally broken down and gotten an Xbox controller because it's you know, compatible mostly with the Microsoft stuff. I had a PS5 controller that I was using with my PC, and it was causing all kinds of problems. Like the PS5 controller is made to be a microphone and a speaker and, you know, blah, 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 blah. What it does is it confuses all of my hardware when I first hook it up, making it think that that needs to be the main source of all those things. And then even when you turn that off or disable those devices, you'll be playing with it, and then at some point it just starts causing computer-wide lag, regardless, until you unplug it. And then it goes back, everything would go back to normal, and you could plug it back in. So I eventually got tired of that, and I thought it was the root of my stuttering problem. It may have been. It may have caused the initial F-up that made me have to reinstall the drivers. I don't know that to be sure, but I can tell you yes. So that's my point also, Shadow. Now I'm using this thing and I absolutely hate it. I'm going to be straight up honest. The only things that I like about it are its compatibility. I do like that even though this one takes batteries, I don't have to use them because I have it plugged in with USB-C. I didn't want anything that was wireless, but it looks like this thing would have the option to be wireless if I wanted it to be. I don't think it's Bluetooth because it didn't even have that on the package, so maybe just with an Xbox. But the space that the analog sticks are apart from each other, I can't deal with. I'm a bigger dude, specifically in the lower region. And I'm not talking about the super deep south either. I'm talking about like the Midwest is large. And so my elbows need to be far apart, essentially. And the analog sticks are too close together for me to feel comfortable sitting in my chair with it. I mean, it's essentially sitting on my stomach right now with I have one hand on each side of my stomach holding this thing, or my abs. I have one hand on each side of my abs, bro. And they used to be abs, all right? But yeah, and then where the D-pad is, I don't really like. It's just the whole thing. But these analog sticks seem really cheap and flimsy, and they are clumsy to use. That's the best I can describe it. And the clicks are really super loud. But so I really, for all of those reasons, I do miss the PlayStation controller. But because, dude, I'm sorry, that PlayStation 5 controller is money. Like, it's like holding, I don't even know. I can't say, I could say what I'm thinking, but I'm just not going to, because we'll just save ourselves all that disappointment and displeasure. I'm just saying, it's nice. It's really, really nice. And I don't have a PS5. I'm actually not really planning on getting one unless they just fall into my lap somehow, because I'm not going to put forth the effort. But I do want that controller back so badly. So if I ever get a PS5, I most likely will be streaming from it. Not from it, but, you know, using it because of the controller. So that incentivizes me to go back to using the keyboard and mouse more. But it's not, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I'm hoping I get used to it is all. Because to click the analog, the sticks for buttons, like the push down every single time, I feel like it's just going to snap into or create some kind of drift problem, which I didn't even know was a thing until my kid started watching these videos on YouTube where this kid pulls a Nintendo Switch on a rope behind his car. Yeah. I walked in on my kid watching these videos, and I was like, son, if you ever do that to a piece of technology that I've paid for, I probably won't have a son anymore. No. But so then what is funny, even funnier than that, is one of those controllers that I broke that I had bought that was really, it was like a $64, $99 controller that I picked up. It felt really good. It was a good feeling, close to PlayStation 4 type of controller. Well, it was one of the first ones to break, and the trigger actually is what went. You just couldn't, it was just loose and didn't do anything when you pushed it. And so then I come home one day, and my kid's walking around the island in our kitchen. He's got a shoestring tied to that controller, and he's pulling it, and he's like, look, Dad, it's drifting. my thumbstick's drifting. Like, thanks, kid on YouTube. Thanks a lot. But it is a funny channel, I'll tell you that. It's this kid, and I don't know how old he is, but I call him that. But he's all the time just making fun of the Switch Lite, and it's like some kind of vendetta he has against it. I don't really understand. But he's just got these, Nintendo Switch Lite and Nintendo Switch battles where he beats them against each other until one of them breaks, and it's like, dude, apparently he's got way too much money and time on his hands. I don't know. But, so, that got me way off track, didn't it? So, Harley Quinn. The interesting thing about this tune is, this ally, she does appeal to me as far as the damage that she's doing. And I'm going to check here to see how much damage he's actually doing, because I don't know if it'll tell me that, but I feel like just based on the animation, even if she's not doing more damage than the other one, I'm gonna use her, because I don't know, just Oracle might be doing something, but I swear to God, I feel like she's just dropping in and being like, hey, what's up, guys? Peace. I don't know. And I've got her maxed out. So, and every single time I pull her into a fight, I feel bad about it, to be quite honest with you. Because I'm like, this is just showing everybody that I'm really just doing nothing over here. Except for the fact that I think she's doing decent damage, according to some people. So, I have not personally tested that. It's just I'm always in groups where it's just basically me and my wife as DPS. So, I don't have a whole lot. It's not like we're competing against each other for damage or anything. When I see other DPS who are just banging it more than I am, I don't see them using her. Or I really don't see them using allies, to be honest with you. But I do like her. I mean, she's just cute, man. This whole thing is just cute. I'm not even talking about her as a girl or a character. I'm just saying, like, I dig it. Like, this is very comic booky. They all are, but her specifically, because look, I mean, yeah, it's just tight. I didn't even realize they were doing all this. These windows are a little bit confusing, you know, because it took me a minute to figure out how you swap them and all that stuff, and that you could actually have 3. The first time someone was like talking about passives, I had no idea. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking is, like, that's probably my problem there, Shadow, is she's good against a single strong ad, but not so much against bosses. And I had initially been using her more as an orbital strike, you know, thinking of it that way. So I'm throwing her into a boss fight where she's probably just like tink tink, and that's it. But if I was using her on ads, she would most likely be more, you know, it'd be more noticeable at least what she's doing. I don't know, maybe I'd like her more. So, but these are some cool things. So they're thinking outside the box. I may not ever really use them, but they're cool. And just keep in mind when we look at stuff like this on the test server, like I made a video about it and put it up last night, but I felt weird on if I should or not because it just got on test. But, you know, obviously in the world of fucking YouTube, that's the only way you get anywhere. So it's like the minute something is available, you better post it. But it may change. I mean, that's why it's on test. It's people are testing it, and so there are a lot of people out there testing these things that there will be feedback and stuff like that, and it's probable that a lot of these stats and stuff will be different when it actually goes on live. So my logic here is that I'll just kind of keep making videos as it if there's updates and stuff like that, kind of add to it or whatever. But so obviously she comes in and does some damage. You know, I can see that when it happens. I don't really have a way to test this other stuff that I can think of. When she's transporting an object, you receive an increased defense and heal for a percentage of max health every 3 seconds. So, and it doesn't give you the numbers here. It did when I collected it, and I don't know if you can still see that. If there's a way still to see, but it showed you the actual... Oh, I bet we can. I think I know a way we can. But dude, think about how many times, and there are a lot of missions where we're I've heard mixed reviews on this because some people are like, how many missions do we actually transport stuff? Well, there actually have been a significant number. I mean, if you think about, yeah, you got just the Fortress of Solitude, right? But does this also count for, say, the metal missions where you had to transport the liquid metal shit? I mean, are we talking about scenarios like that too? Because that would have been very helpful in those situations. And I see that now that we're not talking about having a set of allies that you just use, right? I mean, initially I thought, okay, so we're going to have a set of allies. It's going to be basically like your augments. They're just going to pretty much be on your tool belt all the time as you roll. No, I think the idea here is you need different allies for different things. Yeah, I got you, Megas. So, if I'm going into one of those metal missions and I can have this attached, assuming that that's what it would cover, that would have been a lot helpful, because there was a lot of dying going on while carrying those things. Fortress of Solitude, though, or not Fortress of Solitude, but the Fortress of Solitude missions, and I don't remember the name of the one where you had to carry the crystal. Yeah, that would have been very helpful then. There was one way back in the day, remember? What was that one? God, can't even remember the name. You're dealing with scarabs and shit back in the... whatever, you guys probably get the point by now. over time, think about the number of missions. And obviously, if they're introducing this into the game, my thought is that there's a plan for some missions like that in the future we may want to be prepared for. We're not just thinking about those 3, because how many people are really doing those anymore? I don't know. But, yeah, that would have been awesome. The increased average yield from gathering exobits, I don't know if I would even care about, because I don't really gather exobits anymore. But that would have been very helpful back in the day. And that's probably a good indication that there's going to be some stuff coming from exobits that we're going to be wanting now, so it could be great. And think about that too. You only pop her on when you go farm. You're going to go farm some exos. You're going to go out and get a bunch of stuff, trying to get whatever's dropping from it. Does Ally favor drop from exos these days? I don't know. Pop it on your freaking tool belt and go to town. When you're done, if she doesn't do the kind of damage that you want done in the mission, just use her for that. But that's pretty tight, if you ask me, really. At first glance, I thought I'll never use that. But then I thought, on second thought, I would if I was really playing the game like I used to. If I was really out there farming and trying to get everything I could get, like in days past, that would have been something that would have definitely appealed to me. So if we end up in that situation again, which I'm always hoping that we are, there we go. So, but let me look, because I want to go and see if I can actually see the numbers. Because I just re-downloaded the game to my D drive. I had one of the things I was trying to fix that I thought might have been causing my video stutter was the fact that my C drive was almost full. Well, not almost full. I still had like 30 gigs left on it. That would have been a lifetime of storage back in the day, but I was just making sure. So I had a few games on there that I took off and put back on my D drive, and you know what? That didn't help solve the problem, but it did make my computer run a bit snappier. It made these games load a bit slower, just like that much slower. Not anything in the game, just the game itself when you first start it up. Once you get in the game, everything's cool. I assume, but I still have to go through all of those like I'm a new person now. And every time I do, I end up clicking out. See, God damn it. I just want to go through here and look at stuff. Is there anywhere in here that we can look at those? No? Shit, man. So once they're gone, huh? How do we... No. We'll go to the fortify screen on them, I'll bet, huh? There we go. Okay. Doesn't show us all the steps, but it does give us the actual numbers. So she's at rank 10. I'm assuming that plus 403% damage applies to her, not to me, because if that was to me, that would be fucking amazing. And I would be like, yeah, just having her equipped would give me that. I don't think that's what that is. That's her actual damage. But so the transporting the object thing. Receive increased defense and heal for a percentage of max health every 3 seconds. That's pretty significant, actually, every 3 seconds. But what's the percentage of your max health? 5% plus 35% defense. So 5% of your health. Bear with me here, y'all, because I'm not a numbers guy. But let's see what my health is. That's the other thing we're looking at down here. Holy shit. Let's look at the other passive. Ruler of the Rubble. Increase average yield from gathering exobits. Current rank bonuses. Plus 100% average drop rate. Damn, son. That's like pretty good, isn't it? She's really helping you gather some shit there, if gathering some shit's your helpful thing. Alright, so 35% of my health every 3 seconds. And I get plus 35% defense. So that's cool. But 5% of my health. What is my health? That's what I want to know. My health is, Jesus, 205,000. Holy shit. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I mean, I'm just laughing because I remember when it was like 10,000. Oh, wow. Look how far we've come in this game. Health is not even my thing. I'm not even trying to get health. That's probably a low number. What's my might? Jesus. 109,000? What? Why is that? Is that because I'm getting buffed here? That can't be real. That would be... That can't be real. Let's go somewhere where I'm not buffed, maybe. Jeezy Pete's. Is that really my might? And I'm saying that because I remember when like 6,000 was good. Apparently I haven't checked these stats in a while to see what things were like. What is my actual might? I don't know. It wasn't buffed that much. The health was actually a lot. Jeezy Pete's. What the fuck? Yeah, my health was buffed quite a bit. 105,270 is my might. Wow. Okay. Damn. Things sure have changed a lot since like tier 1. So yeah, dude, 3% of 197,000 is not a small number. What is that? Can't do that math. Can't do any math. Who are we kidding? I'm just going to say of 190. Let's just use that number. Is it 0.03 we're multiplying by here? Yeah, what's 5,700? I'm thinking, unless I'm a total idiot. Health that you're going to get every 3 seconds. Is that a significant number? Or, yeah. Is that a significant number when your health is almost 200,000? I don't know. Probably not really, is it? You'd be like getting boop. 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 No, I think, but it's better than nothing, right? It could potentially keep you alive. So yeah, those numbers are cool. To me, that makes her very attractive. I'm gonna go to back out there then. Yeah, we haven't really. I haven't got. Anybody know on test how to get different bases? Because using just the basic bases on test sucks. I'm going to be straight up. The lighting in them is horrible. It's just hard to like make videos there. That's the only thing. Let's go see what she looks like in action. Get some action. See right there, when I press down on my thumbstick, it bends. Like not the stick part, but the thumb piece is real small compared to the PlayStation ones too. And I have big thumbs. They're not even really big. They're just, you know, I don't know. These controllers are made for my son. He's 5. He likes it a lot. He really does. He likes it a lot. He's all over it. So there's going to be, it looks to me like, and unless you guys are saying anything different, I haven't noticed any bad video stuttering or anything. We haven't been moving much. We'll see that more when we move. But unless you guys are telling me otherwise, I think this shit's working. So my plan, if it was working, was to do a stream, check out Harley, and then take a break, run to the stove, grab some Red Bulls, some energy shots, some food, come back, stream more on live server with Lida, and actually do some of the event. I would have been streaming the event this whole freaking time if I hadn't been having computer problems. And to be honest with you, every time I made a video and had choppy recording, I was too pissed when I watched it to finish, like, just putting it up. So the videos that I've been making have been based on things I could do standing still that would not create a stutter. Which hasn't been too bad. I've been having a lot of time to play with. Lida got me a subscription to Creative Cloud for Christmas. Because I've been using just whatever I could find that was free and cheap to make videos and do picture work and stuff with. I used to have a subscription to Photoshop like 4 years ago that I gave up when I guess it was more than that. It was 5 years ago. I gave it up when Bodhi was born. I gave up all my subscriptions to things that I thought would cost money and take away from him, so I wasn't fucking with it. And then when I came back after he was born, I basically just was using whatever was cheap and free. So initially she got me a subscription to, the subscription was supposed to be to Premiere Pro to do video work, because I had a really fun video in the works for the bannings and stuff, which I decided to kind of kill because I just didn't want to be that asshole that was picking on people that got banned and starting fights. And so, but it was going to be a fucking brilliant video, let me tell you. It was nice. I know, I cuss a lot, woman. It's what I do. Oh, I didn't cut it. It's still there. I just haven't.
PR worked overtime on these.
I know, she's pissed because I spent like 10 hours doing it. Well, it was fun to work on, though. I learned a lot of things about, because, I mean, I went all out, dude. It's not even me in the video. It's, like, I've got stock video gamer footage that I got, and eventually I will have to do something with it just because of the sheer time that I put in to make it. But at any rate, my point is, she initially got me a trial period, basically, because you get like a week-long trial period of Premiere Pro. And so I was using it. It was having a lot of fun with it. Trial period ended. I was going to continue it, but I realized that I also needed Photoshop, or could use it. And then, of course, that makes me want everything else, you know? And so when you start looking at the prices, for the price that you would pay for subscriptions to 2 of their products, Premiere Pro and Photoshop, you can get the whole suite. And that includes After Effects, Lightroom, Audition, which is my bag of beans right there. That's the audio stuff. And so I'm looking at this playpen being like, man, I want to be in there. So she's like, yeah, go for it. Just go ahead. That'll be your Christmas present. It was like, it's like $59 or something, or $50 a month. I don't even know what it is, right? So they have a free trial for it, of course. So I do the trial, and I'm like loving it. The day before the trial's over, I'm like, I don't know if we can really, I don't know if I really want to be on the hook for that. Plus, it's a thing of where, like, it's so much if you stay on it for the year, but if you back off, they charge you a fee and, you know, this kind of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to kind of back out, you know, and if I want it, I'll come back to it. So I go to cancel it, and they make me a deal that I just cannot walk away from. And they're like, oh, you don't want to pay $50 a month for the entire Creative Cloud suite? How about this? Pay $20 a month. And I'm like, well, why the fuck would I not do that? So I did. So it's like, it's not 20, it's like 20 something. It's like, but at any rate, yeah. So you get the whole suite. So, and I then I was like, wow, this is incredible. Why would they do that? So I started looking online, and people are like, yeah, that's their thing. If you ever have a subscription with them that you want to cancel, they're going to make you a ludicrous offer to keep it. Now that's only for a year. So after that year's up of this special please stay with us offer, they want to bump it back up to the full price, right? And at that point, you're going to need to cancel and either take a free trial or they'll do the whole thing again, and you just have to keep doing this every year. But this is the norm with Adobe, and I'm like, well, holy shit! Now I need to tell people this. You know, if you're wanting to check it out, do it, because if you're gonna like it and you don't want to pay the full price, they're gonna make you an offer that is gonna be decent. And then if you don't want to, don't. But I mean, the amount of stuff that I learned. But that's the thing too, is like, we're talking about the Adobe Suite is meant for commercial use and stuff like that. So there is a big learning curve there. So a lot of my time where I would have just gone in and chopped up a video and it would have taken me 15 minutes now takes me 2 hours, because there's all kinds of cool shit I can do to it. And then after you do all that cool shit to it, you just added an hour onto your rendering time or something like that. So I ended up in a situation the other night where I was making a video and I put so many graphics into it that it was going to take like 2 or 3 hours to render or something like that. And I didn't think that through. And so by that time, my kid is super pissed because he's been waiting for the computer. And everyone in my family hates me because I'm trying to render this video. And then the thing stalls in the middle of the render. And I'm just like, what the? And so I just gave up. It was just like, never mind. So then I learned, okay, if I'm going to do what I think is a more professional video, obviously I'm going to have to do it and then like plan to render it during non-active hours and that kind of stuff. Oh, Jesus. What happened to the time when you could just do it? As you upgrade, things get more and more intense. And so then here comes Harley. So she looks awesome. She says some quirky shit too. Now she's just going to stand here because I'm not doing anything. Did she actually hit him when she came in? Now she will. She's going to... Whoa! Now, see, that's a bit more significant than what I saw even the other day when I was making the video. I mean, it looks like she's doing some damage. I hate this. I'm going to change my power set. Hey, bud. Speaking of people who want my computer... Just waiting for her to pop back up here. I need to use the combat. Is it going to show me what she does? Should, right? Oh, let's see. Let's not guesstimate. Come back to us, Harley. Just run in a circle around these guys. Oh, it's showing the damage I'm taking. I haven't set this up right yet. Let's see. You ready? Are you ready, Harley? Harley Quinn's Bon Voyage. It did show something. Let's see. All right. So, yeah. Looky there. Harley Quinn's Bomb Voyage damaged LexCorp gunner for $83,356. Not bad. She damaged another. So she did. Am I looking right to assume that her damage split between the three people? Because obviously she didn't do the same damage to each one. It was close. I don't think she did 3 different hits. There were 3 different bombs, right? So is it going to be a 3 hit every time? We'll see. I'll see on one person if it shows the same thing. Is there one ad out here somewhere?
Run!
The whole freaking family of them right there. I could get a boss, but I'm gonna just get wiped if I go over there. How are you people? There's never one when you need one. All I need is an ad. Why? There's always groups. Is there never just one lone dude just hanging out being evil? Doesn't seem that way. Two, that's better. Oh shit. How's that? See, I can't tell which ones she's hitting. But damn, she did 4 pieces that time. All in the 80,000 range. And to me, that sounds pretty significant. Let's see what Orc does. I have her. I can switch her out just as easy.
Push forward!
Oh god, I've only got her ranked to 1. Seriously? I did that on test. I have anything to fortify her with? I've got an ally testing box maybe in my inventory. Maybe not. That's an easy fix, really. That's not it. Alright, real quick. I guess I could do this against dummies, and that would make it easier to do one at a time. Probably make more sense. And pick up my ally favor. I'm gonna swap out the game real quick so I can check on. Make sure we got a decent status here. Everything seems to be working. Maybe. Stream is healthy, it says to me. Stream status is excellent. I think it lies, to be honest with you. I'm joking. Alright, let's go. Let's first get rid of this. This is annoying me. Let's get it like maybe here. Alright. Let's go see if we can get some ally favor. I'm going the wrong way. Yes, I am. Going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Oh, I just saw your undressed top on the stream. I'm joking. Lida's creeping around to where she can see the screen without being on the camera. You should put your face on the camera.
You should put your face on the camera.
No, you should. Don't just repeat what I say. You're like my son.
Mm-hmm.
Only he wants me to repeat him. Yep, she still owes me a stream. I don't know why anymore. I think we had a bet or something that she
No,
lost.
you-
So she has to actually do an entire stream.
10 minutes.
Well, yeah, it was 10 minutes when we made the bet, and you were supposed to do it like 6 months ago. Now it's like a full hour-long stream. You're going to have to sit here.
No.
Where are we? Artifact testing cache. I won't need most of the stuff that's on here, but gotta fortify. Fortify. The hell are you talking about? L. Since when is it L? Oh, I gotta pick them?
Oh, choose your reward. You have 90 seconds.
I don't care. I thought I just got all of them. I didn't realize I was gonna pick one. Alright. Now what? For the love of shit. Can you not just give me what I need? Where's my ally favor and shit? Did I not get any? Or do I have to collect it?
The blue star? Is that?
No.
No, that's something else.
Don't tell me I have to actually collect. No, I know I don't have to collect ally favor on here. Like in the wild. I would have assumed that it just went into my inventory.
Well, what's that?
What's what?
I think that's.
Weird.
What are you looking for?
The stuff that I feed these, I'm trying to fortify her. She's only a rank 2. It's telling me I don't have any ally favor. I thought I just collected some. Like, was that not what comes in the box that I just opened? Or was that not? That was artifact. No wonder. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I was like,
Duh.
looking for your solar amplifier.
Artifact testing. There we go.
Whoa.
Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with grease. Oh shit. You know, I've never used the House of Legends bot. Alright. Now, for the love of Pete Sanchez. I should have what I need. Fucking thank you. It's about time. Are you hovering because you want your Red Bulls?
Well, it's interesting. It's 4 minutes left of your stream and you haven't.
I haven't done what? Yeah, I already did. This is Oracle. I'm just we've already checked out Harley. I'm comparing. I want to compare the damage that Oracle does to what we just saw Harley do. And then we're basically done. And the next stream will be live. But yeah. All right, let's just go hit some dummies and see if that is a thing. I really like this area. Okay, here's one guy. So we'll go ahead and since we already got Oracle, we'll have her come down, hit our one guy. Okay. So she did. I mean, that's pretty good, really. All right. I mean, they're smaller numbers, but more hits. Essentially. 40, I'm going to say, just to make it even, maybe it's 45,000 per hit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. I'm just making this easy. I'm not fucking trying to be accurate here. So 45,000 times 6 hits. It already told us this basically, but 200. I want to see what minus the hit that I made. So she did roughly $270,000 or $270,000. She did roughly 270,000 damage just to that one ad. That's all right. So let's see. Let's swap her out for her friend. Not really. Where'd Harley go? Let's see what Harley does to a single target. Hi, Harley.
My turn! Time to crash in like a bombshell!
Oh, shit. Okay, single target. One hit. 334,000. So yeah, if the numbers that are even remotely close, I mean, I downgraded just a tad, but not enough to make up that much of a difference. Yeah, she peaked Oracle by about 100K. And it was one single hit as opposed to bam, 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 gone. All right. Now I'm interested to see how that looks against a group. Damn. That's only 1 second interval though. If you do a 1 second interval or parse, whatever the fuck you all want to call them, 309,000 per second. Yeah, those are early atomic numbers right there. Let's see, how big of a group do we want to see? Because I don't normally use them on ads. So that right there is what I'm looking for. That's probably about like, I'm guessing single target boss would be. I would most likely want to be using Harley for the damage there. So where's my 3? Where's my 3-pack at? I thought I had a pack of 3 of these guys. All right. I mean, at most, I would be using this on 3. I don't at all use, and maybe that needs to change, but at this very second, I don't at all use my allies unless it's a boss fight, and normally as a finisher, to be honest with you. I've just recently gotten in the habit of popping it early, mid, basically keeping it on cooldown. I've started trying to do in boss fights, but I just have that mentality. Like, that's the thing about me too. I still don't even use my trinket until I get to a boss for the most part, because like I'm always afraid it's going to be on cooldown when I really need it. And I've never really gotten good at timing that out. Same thing with my pets. I normally don't have a pet out unless there's a boss fight either. Unless it's like, if I'm in a competitive situation, if I drop into a alert and there's 3 other DPS and I want to look good, then yeah, I'm pulling them out every chance I get because I know those guys are. But just running through a normal group, for me, it would be more 3 ads but on a whole mob, I don't think I normally don't end up in situations where I have to take on a whole mob at one time. That's kind of the opposite of what I want to do. Let's see here.
My turn! Tippity-tappity,
Get him, Harley. Oh, now here, shoot. Yep. So yeah, basically it splits. It's essentially, she did the same, a little less damage per second on the mob. Her hits it wasn't quite as big a hit, but that also could have been that mine didn't crit or something stupid like that. But 366,000 total minus my stupid little hit at the beginning, which was what, 14,000-ish to each one. Apparently that's non-splitting damages, or maybe that's split. I don't fucking know. No, I guess non-splitting would be if that whole 300,000 hit each one, right? So, I I mean, that's a significant amount of damage. I don't need to actually use the calculator. The thing is doing it for me. I didn't realize. All right, so real quick, we'll test. I want to see what Oracle does in the same situation here. So that's roughly 360,000. I'm going to say for, let's go with, let's just count my hit because it's going to be the same hit every time, right? I'm going to use the same power, so fuck it. Swapping you out. All right, Oracle, would you like to join this party? Uh-huh. 272,000. Okay, so they're not that far off, but it's significant enough that I would use Harley. Nice, because I've been wanting something much different. I really, not that I don't like Oracle, that's not what I'm saying. It's just, it gets bland, you know, using the same thing all the time. So that's a welcome change, because most of the time when these allies come out, or when something new like this comes out, it's not anything giving me any effects better than the old stuff that I'm kind of tired of, but I still have to use because of the old effects. And so it's definitely nice to see that we'll have some new stuff coming, and it'll be fun to play with. So we'll keep testing it, and we'll see how things evolve, and if they get better, worse, and different, whatever, we'll check it out, and we will keep you posted on what it looks like as things progress. I am going to take a break, I believe. Well, how long have we been streaming? I don't know. It's been a while. It's been roughly an hour-ish, probably. I think we started at around 2:10, it says here. So, roughly. But yeah, we'll come back later this afternoon. We'll play on live because there's obviously the anniversary event is up. That's hella fun no matter what the rest of the state of the game is. The anniversary event is always hella fun. And we'll chill and have a Saturday afternoon. Thank you guys for joining me for this stream. Megas, Shadow, awesome to see you guys. Tianda Stewart, nice to meet you or see you again. Forgive me if my memory's not great. And we will see you all on the flip side. For Lyda and Bodhi, this is Rock Var saying, play on.